Let's get right to the action like the episode does.
In the name of the Confederate States of America, I order you to stop this wagon.
Never! Jump, honey!
Bogg is in trouble. Jeffrey manages to jump off.
Oh, sorry about the horse there.
You dirty bluebelly.
Hey, now hold on. I don't want to land on you any more than you want to land on me. Okay.
Look out! No, leave him alone!
The leader says, I've been trying to catch those two all day, and thanks to you, they got away. So I have you instead.
Where's your uniforms?
We thought we might be safer without them.
Tell them you're civilian non-combatants.
I know some others tried that. Didn't work for them either. Rebs figure any man who ain't in gray's got to be on the run. It's the same thing clear to Canada.
Clear to Canada?
Didn't you hear about Stonewall Jackson's march through Ohio? There's nothing but scorched dirt behind him. Got the Union right in half. I heard the Rebs have even got gunboats on the Great Lakes now.
The bizarro version of Sherman's march through Georgia.
Where'd you find these two? In a tree. They jumped us.
We were 100 yards from the tree, but you wouldn't believe how they can jump.
What do you think you're doing?
They're chasing some Yankees. Having a little fun. No harm in that, is there?
We're in charge of transporting the most important prisoner in history, and you're out having fun? Now, what if something had happened?
Nothing's gonna happen. The war's all but over anyway.
You just give a gun to one of those Yankees. Let's see if they think it's over. You fool.
He hunts human beings for fun. I suspect getting a reaming like that from a woman doesn't set too well with him. Inside the compound, it doesn't take long to see what went wrong and why the South is winning the war.
Bogg, look. That's Abraham Lincoln.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. Everybody knows Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln? Did you say Abe Lincoln?
They need to find out what happened and fix it. That means talking to the president and asking him what happened, where, and precisely when. The trick is getting in to see him.
Where do you think you're going, boy?
I'm going to pick up his dishes.
Sentry!
Well,
Sentry!
you go ahead. You be quick about it. Yes, sir!
While Bogg keeps the sentry occupied, Jeffrey gets the story.
I was betrayed by one of my closest aides, Lieutenant Bates, and turned out to be a Confederate sympathizer. He gave a rebel spy the route my carriage was taken back to the White House from this party Ms. Lincoln and I were attending. The lady had a squad of disguised rebel soldiers waiting for us.
The spy is a lady?
Jane Phillips, she and one of her men are out there now.
Once Jeffrey gets the exact date that it happened, he has what they need to go back and stop this from happening. Do they hear that music too, or is that just for us?
What are we waiting for, Fagin?
Patience, my little dodger. Our pigeon will be landing soon enough.
He better be.
Don't worry, Sykes. You'll be having something to make your purse jingle before too long.
Fagin, Sykes, and Dodger. Are you telling me Oliver Twist is based on a true story?
Are you all right?
Yeah, just catching my breath. That was a close one. Hey, where are we? This isn't Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I know. I only got as far as the April 18th part. London, 1832. And it's green.
Like I said, Sykes, a gift from God's own hand.
This isn't gonna be good, is it?
Isn't that always the way?
Oh, sorry, Governor. Can't see a thing in this bleeding fog. Come on, you two. I'll take my hand to the both of you.
They sure were a ragged bunch.
Yeah. Sure was a bad time to be poor. The streets were filled with beggars and thieves and pickpockets. Bogg, the Omni!
If he insists on wearing it on that belt clip, he needs to put it on a chain. Speaking of which, Jeffrey suggests they'll try to sell it as jewelry. They head to the Central Market. And with Bogg, there's one thing you can always count on.
I see what you mean.
Fine, I think I'll take that.
The Omni would look kind of nice on her.
Not now, Bogg.
He'll find a woman to drool over.
Files are beautiful.
Bogg, the pickpockets from last night. That's one of them, look.
The way she's holding that purse, she wants to get robbed. Dodger goes back and reports that the keys are in her purse. The kids go into action.
Oh, no, you won't. Oh, yes, I will. Come on, here.
Fagin, catch! I got it, Bogg.
Fagin, you rat! Get back here and help us!
Jeffrey helps the lady up and returns her purse while Bogg holds on to the squirming suspects.
Is there anything I can do to repay you?
Just knowing that they didn't hurt you is reward enough for us. Right, Father?
Right, son.
Jeffrey works hard to limit Bogg's love life. The lady bids them good day.
What about us?
What about you? We're giving you over to the police.
Unless what? Unless you take us to Fagin.
They don't have much choice. Bogg and Jeffrey tell Fagin, we want to join your gang.
Look, either you take us in, or we're gonna turn you over to the coppers.
You let your boy speak for you.
My boy's very smart.
So is mine, smart and fast.
Fast enough to pick the Lord Mayor's pocket before he can finish sneezing.
But not so fast he can't be caught.
Fagin says, how about a test? Let's see what you can do.
We're planning a little adventure tonight, Nancy, the Dodger, and me. I tell you what, the boy can go in the Dodger's place. If he does well, we'll gladly take you in.
Dodger protests and he gets a tweaked ear for his trouble. Off they go. The only problem is Sykes was watching and listening.
Who was them two with Fagin?
Just a couple of blokes like us. They want to team up.
Fagin's not taking them on the job, is he?
Well, the boy's taking my place.
Stupid. Stupid. Don't you know who they are, you little scum?
They're the two what you picked clean last night. The two that had this.
He says they could bring the police back here. Dodger says they won't. Everybody's a lot more afraid of you than they are of the cops.
No, they'll bring back the jewels, Bill. I know they will.
They better. Because if they don't, you're going to be feeling the full wrath of Bill Sykes.
Why would you punish him? Fagin made him stay behind. What was he supposed to do? That's like punishing your kid because a limb fell off the tree across the street while the kid was asleep in his room. There's a vent in the house wall just big enough for Jeffrey to slip through. This was why these street criminals used children, and most often the children either didn't have a choice or didn't know any other life. Jeffrey isn't quite as skilled at this stuff as Dodger is.
Hello? Is there someone in there? Is there anybody in there?
Oh, Bogg, help me.
Never mind, Bogg. Whose house is it?
Help! There's someone in the pantry.
Run! We can't live without him. If we don't, we'll be going to jail with him. Come on!
Whom were you expecting? Some stranger we hadn't introduced yet? Pshaw.
Why didn't you tell me it was Marion Brownlow's house? I could have gotten invited to tea or something. She thinks I'm a hero.
Not anymore, she don't.
We have to go back and get Jeff.
As far as I'm concerned, he can fry in his own fat.
He can tell the police how to find this place.
That would be a fatal mistake. For both of you.
Fagin introduces his partner, Bill Sykes. Bogg isn't impressed and makes it known.
Because you see, we have a common interest in this.
He's the bishop from last night.
Of course he is, you idiot.
That's right. It's mine and I want it back.
I don't know why Sykes thinks he's such a high roller. All you have to do is slap that gun away as he goes to fire it, then that single-shot flintlock is useless, and Bogg is a fair bit bigger than old Billy. But for now, he'll play along. Sykes says, there's a box of jewels in that lady's house. I don't care how you get it, but get that box for me and you can have your thingy back. Bogg goes off to ponder while Fagin hides the Omni.
This could be worth a lot. I hope so. Considering a man's going to die for it.
Oh yeah, we could tell Sykes has the morals of a hyena, unlike the nice lady he's trying to rob. She's taken Jeffrey in and given him some food. Right now, she's introducing him to her fiancé, a young man named Charles.
Did you eat your soup?
Oh, thanks. It was great.
Jeffrey, I'd like you to meet my fiancé, Mr. Dickens. Charles, this is Jeffrey Jones.
How do you do?
Charles Dickens.
Obviously, he hasn't written Oliver Twist yet, since it's still being acted out in the streets. And by the way, if Marion looks familiar, you may be a fan of Mary Poppins. That's little Jane Banks, all grown up. Marion says, Jeffrey, why don't you tell Charles about that horrible man who taught you to steal? Fagin, his name was? While Jeffrey spins a tale for Charles Dickens to repeat in print sometime later, it's amazing how much Jeffrey influences history considering his height. Bogg is trying to see what's going on.
Hi. I came to see Jeffrey.
I almost didn't recognize you. If you don't leave right this second, I'm calling the constable.
She was a little confused about who the real bad guy is, Bogg or Fagin. Clearly, she's still confused. He tries to explain everything and says they're after your jewels. Ask Jeffrey if I'm telling the truth.
Bogg!
Get easy. You okay?
I hope that tells Marion who the good guy is.
Oh, sure. I just fell into some boxes. How about you? Did you find the Omni?
We're in big trouble. There's another man, Bill Sykes. He makes that Fagin guy look like a saint.
Jeffrey is trying to explain who Dickens is, even though he hasn't done any of his most famous work yet.
Marion, you seem to have misjudged these two.
Yes. And for once, I'm very happy to be wrong.
But just then, Jeffrey sees Fagin and another man at the window. It's clear they know what's happening and are lying in wait.
I'll get the butler to call for a constable.
No, wait. I have a better idea.
What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get past them?
By going in two directions at the same time.
What?
If you can do that, sir, my hat's off to you.
You can keep your hat. Just give me some of your help.
I think I know what he has in mind.
Good day, Mr. Bogg. Come back any time.
Look out. He's alone.
What do you think he's up to?
I think we agreed to, that's for sure. Come on. I think it's time we took care of this one.
And now I'm sure. One of the oldest tricks in the book, but I doubt Sykes and Fagin can read. I want to play that again and pay special attention to the music. I like how we have a very basic conservative British melody droning along as the English gentleman strolls down the lane. Then it suddenly turns sinister when the bad guys appear. It's a good example of how music can affect our perception of a scene.
Can I help you?
Oh, I thought you were someone else.
I thought that might be the case. Good day.
Bogg and Jeffrey have gone to the hideout. Bogg has a plan.
Where's Fagin and Sykes?
Copper's got him. Fagin said to get the loot and get out quick. Where's it hidden? Come on, hurry. The coppers are right behind us. The coppers are right behind us. See, I told you. Where is it?
The fireplace over there. There's a loose brick up in the corner.
Sure enough, there's the Omni. He sends the kids out the back, and that's that.
Any problems?
Just a couple small ones. Come on.
Come on, Fagin, hurry! Here they are!
Now what?
Washington, D.C., 1862, right?
April 18th.
They've disappeared.
Show your fancy pistol to the air. Maybe it'll persuade him to come back. If ever anyone deserved to have that happen to him, it's those two. Bogg's plan is to replace Lieutenant Bates and give Jane Phillips wrong information. My hat is off to Rachel Bard, who played Mrs. Lincoln. You just saw some of her lines. Here are the rest of them. I hope she got paid well to smile and nod.
Lieutenant Bates? Hey, Miss Phillips would like to see you, sir. In private. Up there. She said she'd leave the door open for you.
He tips Jeffrey and goes off. Enter Lieutenant Bogg.
She is magnificent.
Cool it, Casanova. Remember, she's a spy.
True, but that doesn't mean he doesn't get to kiss her at least once. He takes the president aside and says, Lieutenant Bates fell ill. I'm his replacement.
I don't remember seeing you around the White House.
No, sir, you wouldn't have. I just returned from the front.
Oh, what front?
The Western Front?
John Anderson was a veteran TV actor already, and you couldn't miss his face and voice. A few years later, he'd change his name to Harry Jackson. He made that decision when he learned that he was MacGyver's grandfather. Hey, look at him like that and he'll follow you anywhere.
Dance beautifully. I suppose you do everything as well?
Things I do much better.
Bogg is an amazing dancer. Jeffrey's momentarily forgetting the mission and getting into the music and the motion.
And you're sure about the rail?
Absolutely. Are you sure your men?
They'll be in place.
Make sure they know whose side I'm on.
Don't worry. I'd never let anything happen to you.
For once, Bogg is the level-headed one, even with a gorgeous woman in his arms. Mainly because he knows there's a snake inside that human suit.
Now what's she up to?
Oh, Lieutenant.
Lincoln says, please bring my carriage. Mrs. Lincoln and I are ready to go.
I've invited Miss Phillips to join Miss Lincoln and me at the White House for coffee.
I'll get her carriage too, sir.
Oh, that won't be necessary. The president has graciously invited me to ride along with him in his carriage. And I would very much like it if you'd join us.
While they head out, Jeffrey climbs into the luggage boot on the back of the carriage. Soon enough, Jane realizes there's something wrong.
What's going on? We're supposed to be taking Rock Creek Road.
I guess there was a change in plans.
Well, there's gonna be another change in plans.
Bogg has to redirect them to the route he told her. The group of Confederates stops the carriage.
Everybody, just sit back and relax. We're gonna take a little ride down to Richmond. What are you doing?
Changing a patriot back into a traitor.
What?
Open the door.
She did not expect that. It's clear to the new wagon driver that something has gone wrong with the plan. He has perfect leverage to throw that guy off. What he doesn't have is the presence of mind to throw that guy off. Instead, we get a Western-style fight on top of the coach while Jeffrey climbs around and tries to stop the runaway horses. Find the reins, Jeffrey. That's what they're trained to respond to. Get the reins. That was a bold move, but those horses don't understand what he's trying to tell them. They're a wagon team, not riding horses. They've been trained to the long reins, and that's what they know. Yelling whoa without the reins isn't going to do much. But eventually they get tired of running and stop as if Jeffrey told them to.
Wow, kid. Where'd you learn that trick?
Western movies. John Wayne made it look easy.
Yeah, well, there's a big difference between you and John Wayne.
Yeah, about 4 feet.
4 feet? John Wayne is an insect?
Bogg, are you sure this is the right date?
November 19th, 1863. You sure this is the right place?
Come on, Bogg, hurry.
They saved Lincoln, and the Battle of Gettysburg did happen. It was the turning point in the war. so they can't miss this.
87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Most of us know at least part of it. The story around it is even more amazing than the speech itself. The guy who spoke before President Lincoln talked nonstop for 2 hours. Everybody was sick of speeches, and his was so short and to the point, people were stunned. They didn't know how to respond at first, so there was no applause, and Lincoln thought he'd blown it. But that guy who droned on for 2 hours, nobody even remembers who he was. Even Southerners read the speech and said, "This guy gets it." It's etched into the walls of his memorial. I've seen it many times. We could sure use a revival of the speech and the principles it embodies. My only gripe is how they played the Battle Hymn of the Republic over it as we faded out. I hate that song. As a Christian, I hate that song. Jesus said to fight the devil, so I'm going to kill a rebel. Give me a break. That's as Jesus-like as the Crusades. Okay, that's out of my system. Not one, but 2 good-looking women, and Bogg went kissless. One was engaged and the other was evil. Some days are like that. All you can do is stay calm, be cool, and go on about your business. A cold shower helps too. Good day.